Welcome back to Healthy Bites. Today I'm going to show you a recipe that uses lots of different veggies and jawar to make a wonderful starter. It's Crackling Gems. The ingredients are sweet corn, broccoli, cold butter, hung curd, which is basically curd kept in a little cloth for about half an hour, 45 minutes so that all the liquid drips away, jawar flour, atta, salt, amchur powder, jaggery, lemon juice, garlic, grated, jeera powder, dhania powder, chili powder, some mixed herbs and salt. We're going to make now out of the jawar and atta with toppings. So the toppings I've chosen for today are broccoli and corn. But let's start with making the base. Really simple. I like to use cold butter and grate the cold butter. Now the reason I say cold butter, it gives you a flakier pastry as compared to using warm butter or melted butter. All you need to do is just grate it, and it's as simple as that. So just grate it in. And I'm going to be using jawar in this recipe. It's half jawar to half atta. And the reason I like to use jawar is it is higher in zinc and protein content, and really it's a good calcium source also. So all you need to do is just mash this butter in a little, add in both the flours. Absolutely no using maida. Maida is highly refined and there is no nutrition in maida at all. Atta is one step less refined, and the reason I like to use atta in this recipe is it binds the whole thing together. If I just use jawar or ragi, it wouldn't give that texture that I'm looking for. So therefore it's half and half. So to this you can see it's become nice and crumbly. Add a little chili powder. Add mixed herbs, so oregano, lemon, whatever you can find, just add it in. I'm adding a little bit of jaggery, and this is so that it helps to just give it that little brownish tinge because it caramelizes as it's in the oven, and it's basically like a kind of biscuit that we're making. And what I'm going to do to bring it all together is use the water that I boiled the broccoli and corn in. Don't waste any water that vegetables are boiled in because a lot of the vegetable nutrition goes into this water. So try to find ways of using it. So I just parboiled the broccoli and corn beforehand. So I'm just going to be using that water. Put in a few tablespoons at a time and just keep mixing it together until it becomes a soft dough. So as you can see, it's a nice soft dough now, and you can start rolling right away. So we're going to make small little crackers. You can of course make them as large or as small as you like. And I love to get my nieces and nephews or my cousins involved at this time because they can roll it out in whichever way they want. As long as you're not particular that it has to be this round and it has to be this way. That's the whole joy of cooking, that you cook together. Don't worry about the results as long as it's tasty. What it looks like is not important. But of course, if you are making it for a special event, you've got people coming over and you want to treat them to something special, then yes, do take the effort to make them look beautiful. And automatically these crackers, if you use different vegetable toppings, you can use carrot, broccoli, corn, so many different things to give them different colors. So roll it about the thickness of a chapati. You don't want it any thicker than that, and just core it out into a round shape. And I like to have my crackers about this size. So keep rolling out until your tray is full. I'm going to bake them as compared to frying them or putting them on the tawa. Put them into oven about 180 degrees and it'll take about 10 to 12 minutes and you'll have perfectly crisp crackers. So while the cracker bases are baking, let's move on to the toppings. Now I'm doing two. I'm going to do a green, which is broccoli, and a slightly yellowish whitish, which is corn. And I'm using broccoli because of its huge health factor. It's highly antioxidant. It's really good in the calcium department, extremely good in the vitamin department. It's a new veggie for us as Indians, but it's worth it with all the proteins, and it's nowadays available in a lot of supermarkets, in a lot of places. So what I've done is just boil them in a little bit of water, and then remember that water that we used for the cracker bases, it was from boiling these two, and pureed it. And all I'm going to do now is add some of the cream cheese or hung curd. I just put it into a cloth and let it hang for about half an hour in a bowl. Just add that. I'm going to add a little jeera powder, amchur powder, chili powder, little bit of garlic, and some dhania powder and salt, and that's it. and follow a similar thing for the broccoli, and both your toppings will be done. So the cracker bases have had about 10-12 minutes in the oven, and you can see they're nice and golden brown. They are slightly puffed up, and if you would like them to be really even, then all you need to do is prick it with a fork, and then it will not sort of bubble up like that. But I think it looks beautiful. So what I like to do is to pipe the toppings on top rather than just spoon them over. It looks beautiful, and it's also an interactive way to get your guests to do it. So when I had a lunch recently and I did this, I had different colors of veggies that I put into piping bags, and guests could pipe on whatever they wanted onto their crackers. So really customizable. So let me show you how to make a piping bag with parchment paper, because not all of us have piping bags at home. Take a rectangular sheet, hold one end and hold it in the middle, and holding it really tight, just keep turning it around. And you can see that we're getting a cone. Yeah. So all you need to do is make this cone like this. Just put a little bit of cello tape at the bottom here and put in your filling. So let's make our crackling gems. So all you need to do is take this, make sure they're nice and cool, otherwise what will happen is that the topping will run out all over and it's not a pretty sight. And all you need to do is pipe this over. You can imagine all the different colors that it will have when you use different things, beetroot, carrot. It's beautiful. And on top of the one with corn, I'm just going to powder a little chili flake, just for it to look nice. And let's do the one with broccoli. So get everyone involved at this point. Let them not feel that, they're not involved in this. They feel like they have contributed to it. A few flakes of coriander leaves, and crackling gems are ready. So this is my recipe for crackling gems, a wonderful idea for a starter or appetizer. You can make it savory, you can make it sweet, and it's a really interactive way to get your guests involved in their food. So try it out.